Tonight, Ohio Governor Mike DeWine has ordered the Ohio National Guard to start providing help to the medical staff at Pickaway Correctional Institution.
The first death of an inmate from the coronavirus happened over the weekend. More than a dozen staff members at the facility are out sick right now from COVID-19. Several National Guard medics were dispatched there today. The National Guard is prepared to send up to 30 soldiers and airmen to provide assistance to the remaining medical staff.
They'll be taking temperatures, helping with non-COVID cases. They will also help to provide care at the on-site long-term care center, which houses older inmates and those with chronic illnesses.
All of this comes as the number of COVID-19 cases continues to grow in Ohio's prisons. And while the governor says he's taking action, but some worry it's not enough. 5 on Your Side investigator Scott Knoll has more tonight from outside the Justice Center.
Those families calling on judges, clerks, and prosecutors to fast-track the process of judicial review, asking the system to free their loved ones from what some worry could be death sentences at the hands of COVID-19. To the state, he's inmate A530144, James Jalilia, serving 17 years in prison for aggravated robbery and robbery in Cuyahoga County. But to prison advocate Azura Crispino, he's much more.
Please remember that every single person who is locked up is someone's child, someone's friend, someone's brother or sister. They're people.
And in her case, someone's husband. The couple married last summer after meeting as pen pals.
He knows that he did wrong. Absolutely, he knows that he did wrong.
But now 38 years old and having served nearly 13 years in prison, she worries leaving her husband in Marion Correctional Facility could be a death sentence. Already, the state says 17 inmates there tested positive for COVID-19, so have 55 prison workers. 1 died.
From what he's telling me, the dorm next to his is one of the dorms where there have been confirmed cases. And that dorm shares a hallway with his. That's the same hallway that he uses to go to rec.
Last week, he filed for judicial release. His attorney claiming he suffers from asthma and that social distancing in prison is impossible. Normally, he wouldn't be eligible for early release yet, but his wife says these aren't normal times.
When you're talking about 2,500 people locked in a building that's the size of my high school with at least 17 confirmed cases, the virus is going to spread.
Governor Mike DeWine has pledged testing for all inmates in prisons where someone is infected, said they're sending more protective equipment to prisons, and submitted some names for review for early release.
This is something I take very seriously. We have a responsibility to the employees, TRC employees. We have a responsibility to the prisoners who are in our care. And we will do everything that we can to try to keep them safe.
But Crispino says it's not enough. Worried if the system to free inmates early isn't streamlined soon,
they're all going to die. I mean, a large number of them are going to die.
It could be too late.
They weren't sentenced to die from a virus. They were sentenced to a prison term. And for those that are close to the end of that term, the safest and best thing to do for the community as a whole is to release them in a responsible way so that we can all remain safe.
One thing she believes is important is anyone released from prison be put into quarantine. That way, if they were exposed to COVID-19, they won't come out and get others sick. She also points out that judges can order anyone released early be put on probation. That way, if they get into trouble, they can be sent back behind bars. In Cleveland, I'm 5 on Your Side investigator Scott Knoll.